Welcome back to another episode of Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles. On today's episode, we're going to head to Toronto. We're going to go to a Reptile Expo. We're going to check out all the different vendors and maybe we'll pick something up. And also, there's a snake hissing right now. Stay tuned. Well, we made it to the Reptile Expo. We're here in Mississauga at the conference center. It looks like good parking, hopefully not quite as crazy as last time. So we're gonna get inside, take a few shots of all the reptiles inside. This guy's license plate says Reptiles, I just realized. And hopefully we're gonna pick something up. So we'll be back with you inside. So we're back from the Reptile Expo, and we did make a little pickup. So we've got ourselves a corn snake. This is, they said that it's an axanthic corn snake, or anery, however you want to call it. Basically just means that it's missing most of or all of its red pigment. And I guess she's cage defensive, and she likes to rattle her tail like rattlesnakes. So we're going to take the tape off, put her in her bin, and we'll see how she is. Here's a little pro tip for you. What I like to do is before I go to Reptile Expo, in case I pick something up and I don't want to have the animal sit on the table for an hour or two, I have a bin set up and I have a terrarium set up. So depending if there's something there that I've done research on that I finally found, there was something I was looking for today, I didn't find it, but a corn snake is something that I wanted as well, which is what we have here. I have a tub set up for a corn snake, and without going too much in depth, water bowl, a hide, aspen shavings, and it says empty and ready, so we'll just put her name on her. What we're going to do is we're going to open her up, see how flighty she is, and see if we can get her in here without taking a bite. Picking up animals at an expo is really a great way to get your animals, but there's a few other things you should think about too. If you're going to an expo, this is the cheapest place to pick up things like feeders, like substrate, cleaning materials, food bowls, anything like that. I had most of my materials that I need for everyday cleaning and stuff like that, but what I didn't have was some plants that I wanted to kind of escape some of the enclosures that I have. So I got some plants. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I think it might be a jade plant. Got one of these. This one's pretty fuzzy, got one of these, not sure what this one is. And just to keep up with the theme, I don't have a clue what this one is, but these ones are all going to go inside the Leopard Gecko enclosures. So I've got two Leopard Gecko enclosures, they're both the same height, and I'm going to plant these inside. So on top of the succulents that I got, I also have shown you in the past how I incubate Leopard Gecko eggs. And I use these little THG, I think they're called, trays. They're basically these little trays, and I use these to put Leopard Gecko eggs in, and that way they don't mold, basically. It's just the best way I find to use them to put Leopard Geckos, and you just put them in a container, a deli cup, full of a substrate, kind of like a perlite or vermiculite. You wet it down, you put a lid on after you put the eggs in, and that's it. You forget about it. Once a week you go, and you moisten it up if you need to, but just let the air in to do a little bit of an air exchange. But getting yourself stuff isn't the best part about the expo. The best part is to see all the people there that are there to see what you're there to see, which is really cool reptiles and amphibians, and you get to learn a lot, meet new people, and you get to see all sorts of different stuff. We got to see pink cockatoo today. It was a really cool cockatoo. It was just kind of eating its treat out of its talon, I guess, if you want to call it that, dropping it all over the place. I heard it before I saw it. It was hilarious. The cute little cockatoo. We also saw these giant bearded dragons as well, tortoises, ball pythons everywhere. It seemed like every table had a ball python, at least one on it, which is kind of what I mentioned earlier in the week. You'll notice that I said on Monday every table has a ball python. If you haven't seen Monday's video, it's going to be right here, or here maybe, but probably here, I'm thinking. Check that out. It was a great video talking about your best beginner snake, and I think maybe next week we'll talk a little bit more about that corn snake that I picked up today. But for now, I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you guys think I should name this corn snake? She doesn't have a name. I need to name her. So let's assume that it's a girl. Let's assume that she's a full-grown adult or darn near close. Pick a name. Put it in the comment section below. I'll draw out of a hat like I've done before. And next week, we're going to name that little corn snake. So until next week, thanks for tuning in. Wicked's Wicked Reptiles, and I'll see you on Monday.